Hey friends, welcome back to our YouTube channel VLSI Chaps, and today we will be talking about the basic difference between microprocessor and microcontroller. So let's get started. So we will talk about various characteristics and how for each characteristic microprocessor and microcontroller are behaving. So if we talk about the architecture first, then microprocessor have one single chip, and outside that chip, all the peripherals like RAM, ROM, input-output pins or input-output sensors are connected. So these whole things are external to this chip. While in case of microcontroller, along with this microcontroller chip, all these peripherals like RAM, ROM, input-output pins will be embedded within that whole chip. So it will be like system on chip device. Also, if we talk about the operations, then microprocessor's basic job is to process multiple and more number of fetch, decode and execute operations. So for that, it will require more memory based operations, or it will require higher memory than the controller and less numbers of registers. While in case of the controller, it is not inclined towards processing more data, but it's inclined more towards to the latency or the interrupt at which it is supposed to do one specific task. So it is more real time scenario. So it has higher register compared to the memory requirement. If we talk about the clock frequency, then because microprocessor is supposed to do multiple processes or execution of multiple instructions simultaneously, it will require the clock frequency in terms of gigahertz. While in case of the microcontroller, it will require less clock frequency because they are doing one specific job and it's not that complex. So it will be like in terms of megahertz. If we talk about the hardware complexity, then we understood that based on the architecture, we can say that in microprocessor, the architecture is quite complex and complexity of hardware is quite huge. While in case of the controller, hardware complexity becomes less because everything is embedded within a chip. If we talk about cost, then because of the hardware complexity, the cost is impacted because it will require the manufacturing of that particular system. So system with having microprocessor within that, it will have higher cost than the system with the microcontroller. The operating speed of the microprocessor will be less compared to the microcontroller because the memory is basically most of the operations are memory based, and the input output devices and the RAM ROM are connected external to the microprocessor, so that processing is become delayed, so its speed is less. While in case of the controller, everything is very integrated, so the data transfer becomes very easily, so the operating speed becomes high. Now when it comes to power consumption, then microprocessor based system is consuming huge power because of the architectural difference. External components which are getting connected with the chip will drain a lot of power. So these systems cannot be used with the stored power devices like battery, because at one point of time battery will be drained completely. While in case of the controller, they have less power consumption, so they can be run on a very stored power sources like battery. Now, if we talk about applications, then microprocessors' basic job is to have multitasking or multiple execution of the processes simultaneously. So, CPU or can say the computer system are the common example for these microprocessors. While in case of the microcontroller, they are supposed to do very specific tasks. So, we can say mobile phones or any automobile vehicles or cameras that comes under the category of microcontroller. So yeah, this was the quick difference, guys. Hope you understand. You can make the most with our channel VLSI Chaps. You can follow these platforms and be the part of our community. You can share your knowledge and help others grow their knowledge as well. Thank you for watching this video. Please do like, share and subscribe our channel. Goodbye.